Welcome to this explainer. Okay, what if I told you that true power actually isn't about being the strongest or even the smartest person in the room? Today, we are cracking open a highly controversial manual, The 48 Laws of Power. As we unpack our source material, we're going to explore how power and influence really boil down to just one fundamental thing, and that is understanding human nature. We're talking about Robert Greene's 1998 book, a manual that is absolutely loved by CEOs, entrepreneurs, politicians, and celebrities alike. It claims to reveal the hidden rules people use to gain influence, protect themselves, and just generally succeed in incredibly competitive environments. But, that massive popularity brings up a really stark divide. Are these rules a work of psychological genius, or are they simply a blueprint for manipulation? We're going to lay out the facts straight from the source so you can make that call yourself. So here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the nature of power. Second, 4 rules of influence. Third, genius or manipulation. And finally, the final verdict. All right, diving right into part 1, the nature of power. Now, Robert Greene didn't just invent these concepts out of thin air. He literally studied thousands of years of human history, kings, queens, and political masterminds looking for repeating patterns. He then distilled these into 48 practical laws that were published back in 1998. And honestly, because human nature rarely changes, they hit just as hard and remain just as relevant today. The really crucial word you need to know here is amoral. This book does not judge morality at all. It simply acts as a mirror to the real world. Think of power kind of like gravity, right? It just exists, whether you use it for good or for bad. The text focuses purely on influence, strategy, and human behavior, offering totally objective lessons whether you're building a business, advancing your career, or maybe just trying to understand the people around you a little better. Let's move on to part 2, 4 rules of influence. Let's kick this off with Law 1, never outshine the master. Look, people inherently want to feel important. So the absolute wrong way to navigate a hierarchy is to constantly show off exactly how smart or talented you are. Making a boss or mentor feel insecure instantly makes you a threat to them. The right way, as the source points out, isn't to hide your abilities, but rather to present them in a way that makes your superiors feel respected and valued. By doing that, you transform yourself from a perceived threat into a highly valuable asset. Then we have Law 2, which is famously brave. Say less than necessary. Seriously, the truth is, the more you talk, the more opportunities you create to reveal a weakness or accidentally say something foolish. Silence is a weapon. It does 2 very specific things. First, it creates a sense of mystery. And second, it naturally encourages others to step in and fill that awkward void. And when they do, they often reveal way more information about themselves in the process. Powerful people throughout history have used this exact quiet restraint to maintain control of practically every conversation. Right, so once you've learned to control your words, you have to learn to control your image. Law 3 asserts that your reputation is the absolute cornerstone of power. A strong reputation is literally like a master key. It opens doors for you before you even walk into the room. But on the flip side, a damaged reputation can destroy opportunities just as fast. It takes years and years to build, but only moments to shatter. And wow, is this ancient concept more critical than ever right now? In our hyperconnected digital world, your permanent footprint on social media is your personal brand. Every post, every comment, every single interaction contributes to it. The source heavily stresses that guarding your reputation isn't just some 16th century court strategy. It is a very real, modern-day necessity. You absolutely have to protect it carefully. Law 4 brings us to positioning. Make other people come to you. Instead of endlessly chasing opportunities, create gravity. Businesses do this by building ridiculously strong brands. Creators do it by publishing incredibly valuable content. And professionals do it by honing very unique expertise. The core takeaway from the text here is that the person who brings others to them controls the situation. And whoever controls the situation, well, they hold the power. Which naturally leads us into part 3, genius or manipulation. So, here is the harsh divide. On one side, champions of the book completely praise its deep psychology, its highly practical lessons, and all those fascinating historical examples. Many actually view it as essential self-protection, meaning even if you never use these strategies yourself, just knowing them helps you recognize when others are trying to use them against you. But on the flip side, critics are quite severe. They argue it's a dangerous manual that actively encourages deception, promotes wildly unethical behavior, and frankly just leaves readers feeling overly suspicious of everyone around them. Ultimately, the source makes a really key distinction here. These laws are just tools. It's like a hammer, right? A hammer has no inherent morality. You can use a hammer to build a house, or you can use it to smash a window. The outcome depends entirely on the person holding the handle. The key to successfully navigating these laws is simply applying your own wisdom, ethics, and good judgment. All right, let's wrap this up with part 4, the final verdict. So, should you actually read it? Well, the source gives that an absolute yes. If you're a leader, a business builder, a negotiator, or honestly just someone fascinated by human psychology, this is highly recommended. And the text notes something important. You don't need to actually follow or implement every single law. Just understanding them gives you a much clearer lens through which to navigate the complexities of the real world. The final score? A stellar 9 out of 10. The reviewers call the material thought-provoking, highly practical, and just completely unforgettable. Whether you agree with its amoral stance or not, it is absolutely a text that will fundamentally and forever change the way you view power dynamics in your everyday life. So, we're going to end with a question for you. Whether you see these strategies as pure psychological brilliance or totally manipulative tactics, we want to know what you think. Looking at the real world today, out of everything we discussed, which law holds the most power? Think about it, keep observing those dynamics around you, and as always, thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning.